Hey, everybody. Welcome to Making Connections. This is your girl, Aly. I hope everybody's having an amazing day. I don't know where you're tuning in from, but right now I see pretty bright sun. The wind is blowing a little bit, but it's a beautiful day. But I'm one of those people, I even like to see the rain come down. So, right? it's how you look at it, right? And so, you guys know we are here every Monday at 2 p.m. and every Saturday at 12 noon and follow us on Facebook. And I've got a couple commercials coming up for you about an event happening in Charlotte this weekend. And our guest also has an event coming up, but we'll talk about that. But this event is a wrestling match, and honey, y'all just hold on for these videos because it is hilarious. But our guest today, I'm excited. We're going to jump into it because I know she's probably got a lot of stuff she wants to share with us. It is Charlene Henderson, who is running for Councilwoman District 1. Is that right? District 1?
That is correct. Yes, ma'am.
In Charlotte, North Carolina. Welcome to Making Connections.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely. Well, this is your first time on the show, and so I like for every guest to just have an opportunity, just kind of introduce yourself, say if your mother or wife, whatever, and then we will jump into some questions. Okay?
Sounds like a plan. Hello, everyone. My name is Charlene Henderson, and I am a native of Charlotte, born and raised right on the west side, north side, part of the east side. So I pretty much know a lot about community. I've been in the streets for a mighty long time, making sure that people have a voice for themselves. Because for so long, we've been, without a voice and without being able to express our opinions and our views and our perspectives. So it was my opportunity to be able to do that for my community. So thank you for allowing me to be here.
Absolutely. Well, I'm excited. This show is about encouragement. It's about bringing resources, letting people know the resources that are available. And so, I always like to highlight what people are doing in the community and doing for the community because you might be somebody who needs help and you just don't know which direction to turn. But then you might be somebody who likes to help and support, but you don't know who's out there and what they're doing. So this show, covers a lot of different things.
That's wonderful.
Yes, and so let's talk about just your. You said you've been in the community for a while, even before you ran for councilwoman. Like, what were you doing in the community? What type of activities?
It depends on which day it is. So first and foremost, I am a hairstylist. I am a small minority business, and I've been
Oh,
doing hair for about 28 years. And the second year that I got out of beauty school, I was afforded the opportunity to become a salon owner. So a lot of times they say, the first 5 years, you either look at success or failure. But for me, I have been blessed and have been in business for at least 28 years. And
yeah.
with that being said, back in the 90s, it was all about hair and barbering, for our communities. And so I started doing a lot of hair shows and barber competitions and things of that nature. And my name got, pretty much recognized in that industry. And then I got into gospel shows, gospel concerts, and so one thing always trickled to another. And then the opportunity came for me to actually be on the radio. So I was on WGIV for a little while, and then I decided to do my own magazine, which was called In Demand Mag.
Hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
And that
Yeah.
was it was for beauty community and relationships, and it actually gave me another opportunity to broaden my horizons and expand. So those
Right.
are some of the things that I did. And then after that, after you played and done all the fun stuff, you start to look at your life as you get older. You
Mhm.
start to see things differently, because now I am looking and hearing my consumers, my stylists, my clients start to talk about the issues that they start having in the community. And
Mhm.
I'm only one person, but in a salon, you hear so much. You become a friend, you become a
Right.
psychologist, a therapist, just someone, your best friend, just someone to actually vent to.
Right.
That's how me being in the community from a different perspective came about. It's no longer time for me to play and enjoy. It's time for me to see how I can actually help the people that are sitting in my chair that are desperate for resources or information, period. So that
Right.
was just a little bit.
I think that's wonderful, and you're right. I mean, it seems like I don't know why it is. I don't know if it's because y'all done relaxed us and y'all massaging our scalp and bringing down the inflammation in our brain or what's going on. But y'all put us at ease, and we're just like, honey, this is what's happening. And so it feels like as you're washing our hair, that you're washing the cares away for at least a moment in time, right?
They say that my hands are anointed. So I thank God for that because everything that I do, it's about making sure people are uplifted, motivated, empowered to be the best that they can be. And if they're in a dark place or a space where they feel like they're helpless, the burden goes on me, you know,
Mhm.
and a lot of times I take it home. And those are some of the issues that I deal with on a daily basis. So much that I pour so much that I am empty a lot of the times, but
Right.
I know where my strength comes from. And number one, it comes from God. So I always ask God to download, more energy into me, giving me what I need to say to the next person.
Right, right. And isn't that amazing how he does that? You never know who's going to be. I mean, you have appointments and stuff, and maybe who's going to be there, but you never know what situation they're in at that moment.
Absolutely.
And the way God just shows up and gives you something to say. And I mean, it could be the most simple thing, or I tell people all the time, even just giving somebody a hug, giving somebody a compliment and being genuine about it, it makes a difference in their life, right?
Thank you. So that furthermore lets me know how important it is to have a platform that gives that type of information, that resource. It's the smallest, most minute things that can make the world of difference to the next person.
Exactly.
So I appreciate you saying that.
Yes, I believe you, honey. Can you? We'll talk after that. That's
Girl,
another.
I
We'll
got you.
talk. Okay, so in the community, why I know you said you were hearing the stories from your clients and family and friends, but why did it prick your heart though to run for city council? Like you know what I mean? Like why did you say, okay, it's time now?
So let me just say this. My real good friend, my sister, we were at an event last night, and when she got up to speak, she said, "Why am I running?" She said, "Because I can." And I like that, right? Because at the end of the day, you have a right to the fruits and the tree of life like the rest of anyone else. She had been telling her story and she had been previously incarcerated. And she's actually running for District 3 and so that we're running as sisters. That's
Yeah.
my sister. We're gonna team up and we're gonna make some things happen. But I say that because you never know someone else's history or their story, but their story is what's pushing them to do better in the community. So my
Mm,
story is like the story of all stories from the age of 7 when I was molested by a family member to now, to me dealing with breast cancer and I'm a
mm,
healer as well, I'm healed. And
right.
right now, whereas I'm running for city council, so between the ages of when I can remember to right now, it pushed me into this place right here. I'm destined to be a voice for those who just have no voice or they don't understand why our city is the way that it is. So
Mm,
it's my job to figure out why our city is lacking resources when it comes to marginalized communities, pushing those resources.
mm,
So again, listening to all of my clients and listening to the people in the community and going to all of the events and hearing the desperation in their voices, it told me, well, where's the resources for these people? And everybody be like, well, the city has this and the city's budget is this and they give it. I was like, well, why we do not have,
we don't see it. Where is it at?
right. So with me, I'm inquisitive. So I start asking questions and wanting to figure this thing out. And it's like, you know what? You need to run for city council. I was like, run for what? What do you mean, run for city? No, I'm in the community. They say, well, in order for the community to be connected, we
Come
have
on.
to have somebody to represent us. And so, I had to lay before God and be like, Lord, what is this? What is this? And the more and more I laid and just laid and laid and laid and asked God to download into me, it came clear that I had to be that one. If not me, then who?
Right, right.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
and I mean, look, I'm getting inspired. I don't want to run for anything, but I'm just getting inspired because our voices are so important. And for a long time, we've kept silent, just
Absolutely.
hoping, and prayer absolutely is everything. I pray and I believe God, but sometimes we got to put actions to it, right?
That's absolutely correct.
Sometimes we got to make that move. We got to be the difference. And you think, Lord, are you sending me out here to do something? I don't even know how to do it. But that's kind of when you know it's God, because He like,
That's
well,
right.
I just want you to be the vessel. I'm gonna do it. I just want you to be represent. And
Right.
so
I make one, he make two. Two steps.
yes. And so, but that voice, how can we inspire and infuse hope to the people? Because somebody might be saying, well, I've said this before, I've given my story before, I've written to my city council before, but how can we infuse them to with the hope that keep going, keep moving, be consistent, be persistent?
But you said it all right there. You never give up. That's the main thing that I have noticed when the times begin to look rough and you feel like you can't, or you hit that stumbling block and you can't move it out the way. That's when you really know that you're making a difference, because obstacles going to come in the way, right? So when obstacles come in the way, you have to not only look at that obstacle and say, okay, this is an issue right here, how am I able to get around this, versus looking through it? Because you ain't gonna get to it looking through, trying to look through it. You
Right.
have to go around it. So what I'm saying is that there are different opportunities to get to the same place. We just have to figure out ways that's going to afford us that opportunity. So don't just think that's the one way. When that one way is blocked, that's just one way that didn't work. Guess what? There's plenty other ways to make this thing work. We just have to use our mind and be more intuitive to the opportunities and the resources that are out here. There are tools in the toolbox. We just have to learn how to figure out where that key is at. And once that key gets into that, you open that toolbox and there is a gold mine sitting there
And
waiting on you. But you cannot give up. You have to be unstoppable regardless. And that's pretty much me. People say, well, you don't have what it takes to be a politician. No, I have what it takes to be a voice for the community. I have what it takes to be what we need on the city council. And that's the change and a difference.
yes, honey. You said so much. I would just want to elaborate, but like you said, that toolbox. I mean, it's just like in the house. You looking for a screwdriver, you pick up the one, it don't work, but you don't just leave your because you don't brought this $200 entertainment system or whatever. You don't just leave it sitting on the floor. You
Okay.
find another screwdriver, right?
Okay.
You keep looking till you get to the right one.
Thank you. That is so and a lot of times, when you listen to the politicians and you listen to the meetings, the council meetings, a lot of it goes over your head. And I want to be the difference. I want to make sure that our community understand things in layman terms. So
Mhm.
easy that a fifth grade can understand it. But so often they hide things in 300, 400 pages of this. They
Mhm.
have meetings that are not applicable to our times because we have to work. So for me, I'm looking at ways to improve communication, all the little small, like the little minute things that can make the big difference. I'm
Right.
looking to make sure that the people are connected. There should be a liaison between community and politics. And
Right.
that is you. This is who I am, that particular person. I also understand policy, but again, we live policy every day. And until our community understand that you are a politician yourself, then we're going to keep,
Yep.
figuring that we don't get it. We don't understand it. We live it every day. We put it to use every day, from waking up in the morning and brushing our teeth because we're paying taxes on everything, to going to bed, driving your car, going to the gas station. Everything is taxable. So
Yeah.
we're included in this thing. So why not get engaged? Why not?
Exactly. You know, and yeah, you got to at least voice your opinion. And you never know, as you voice your opinion, it might inspire somebody else. Oh, I was thinking the same thing. I can't believe they thought. And so as your voice is going forward, your ideas are put in the atmosphere, it's gonna land in the place where it needs to be, right?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
I just love it. So yeah, so I just feel like we're encouraging people to, first of all, let's vote.
Yeah,
Why do we not vote?
come on. So another big question, me being out on the campaign trail, and you run across, quite a few people to be like, I ain't voting. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Well, yes, it do. Absolutely, it has something to do with you. You're walking on city pavements, which we pay the taxes for this. Our taxes pay for everything that happens around this city. You have
Mhm.
to be engaged and be involved in what's going on. So getting out the vote, it's like pulling the teeth to some. But when they start to hear a regular old little country girl story, right?
Right.
And they look at, and I may have on a jacket that day, and then sometimes I'm in my Tim's. But they look at me and they was like, "What? You went through that? And you doing what?" Right. So yeah, I need your vote in order to make sure that people like you, because I represent you, people like you have a voice. We need to put people like me on the council so that you will be able to know that you have an ally, Aly. We have an ally to
Right.
make sure your voice is heard, to make sure the resources get to the right place. That's it. So we have actually registered a plethora of individuals, from
Yes.
standing on the corner to going to the grocery store. We carry those forms religiously, because
Mhm.
people right then and there, they'll fill it out, but they don't know what the story is. They don't know what it looks like, so they just go by what they've seen on television, because the media can be awful mean sometimes.
Yes,
You know,
Lord.
so they just see these things and feel like their voice is not ever going to be heard. But it takes people like you, take people like me, and all the other grassroots organizations that are out here to say the difference. I beg to differ. We need you. The more power we have collectively, the more
Mhm.
we can shake and move this city. But if we all on silos and in individual areas where nobody knows what you're saying and vice versa, we're going to always be there. But we have to become a unit. There's unity in the community, and we need diversity. So with all of that together, and we have a voice at the table, we're going to be able to be all right. We're going to make some things move in our direction and in our favor.
Yes. I love that unity in the community. Let's not fight against one another, but let's come together. Let's, get everybody's issues on the table. And the thing about it is, I want people to understand, just because, if when you're elected, I'm gonna say when you're elected, when you're elected, you might not get everything changed that first year. And so, then they're like, well, she said she was going to do this, and he said they were going to do that. But it takes time to overcome all the stuff that's already in place.
That's right.
There's timing for different elections and different votes for things. So we have to also be consistent after the fact. After we put you in office, we have to be consistent to still back you, consistent to still stay in touch, consistent to still ask those questions, right?
And yes, ma'am, absolutely. Now, the two things that I do say that will afford us an opportunity to not only serve in our capacity, but to also understand accountability, to also understand that there's a level of communication and understanding between your representative and you. If there's a disconnect, clearly it's going to be like that, and you're going to be looking like, well, you didn't represent me. Well, I'm making sure that I put on record that I am accessible. I am the one that's going to make sure that voices are being heard in our community. So If nothing else, you stay connected to your representative. And if your representative do not come into your community or into your organization or your business, you need to look at that, because
Hmm.
they're saying that it's a part-time job, but then they're actually working part-time. If they don't even really see you and all you see is them sitting on that dais, that's a
Exactly.
problem. You have to come out and engage the community so that the community will know that you're working for them.
Absolutely.
They write
Absolutely.
the paychecks. The community, the citizens, the residences, they write the check to the people that sit around in that circle to tell us what's going on.
Right.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
And it's just like it's like any other relationship. You got to put the time in.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
know, you cannot develop a strong relationship if y'all not talking to one another, if
Exactly.
y'all don't spend time together. So you
Yes,
got to think about it as a relationship. This person is part of my family now
yes,
because they're
ma'am.
representing my family. So I
Yes,
want to make sure that just as she's trying to protect me, that I'm protecting her as well. That's how, we work together as a community, right?
yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for that.
Yes, it takes all of us. It still takes a village.
I was going to say that it takes a village, regardless whether they're children or old folk. It's going to take all of us to come together to make sure we're getting what we need.
Yes, yes. So, in running and things like that. So, like, what are some of the things that are happening in the community that need to be addressed or, haven't been addressed for a long time? Like, just want to, I know it's a lot, but, one or two things that you want to, focus on.
Well, my platform is very simple. We're talking about equity, access to resources and tools. We're talking about enforcement, which I'm speaking on code and law enforcement. And we're talking about the economy. So let me start with the economy. If we look at the economy, we're still 50 out of 50. That means we're at the bottom of the food chain when it comes to upward mobility. I'm
Mm,
looking to make sure that we have tax incentives to the small businesses in our community to be able to incentivize them, right? To give our people in our community a job so that we can start building that economy back up, right?
right.
Then we want to talk about the infrastructures and then livable wages and then affordable housing. I mean, it goes on and on and on. There's so much affordable housing. We're growing, but we're not growing equally.
Equally.
That is what the
Say that.
issue is. It's you know the big investments that are coming to our city, but the big investments need to make sure that it includes everyone. Livable wages. If we can get a livable wage to afford the unaffordable housing, that's part of the key right there. We
Hmm.
need jobs in our community, and we want to incentivize those businesses to come into the community to help give back to the people.
Right.
Always and throughout my whole platform, wherever I go, I'm speaking equality, I'm speaking equity, making sure that we continue to have transparency and communication. That's the number one. Those are some of the number one things that I care about. And these are the things that people care about. And the
Right.
code and law enforcement. We have a lot of people, hurt because they've lost a loved one. I've had 3 homicides, actually 4 in my family.
Oh, wow.
4.
Oh, wow.
And you think that doesn't hurt? That hurts dramatically because number one, you have to look at some of the things that went on with me. No access to certain venues for our children to be a part of. And
Mm,
for me, that may be a county issue when we talk about parks and recs, but
right.
for me, the after school programs that's going to help get the youth off the streets, like the YMCA, being able to go to the Y for free. They got $2 million from the city, but yet and still we still have to pay. Our children have to pay to enter into the YMCA. Things
Right.
of that nature kind of really bothers me. And then we want to talk about public um, the community and making sure that their communities are safe. We want to talk about the law enforcement and making sure that we're connected with the law enforcement. They need
Mhm.
to get back out into the community as well. They are the
Right.
biggest part of our budget. And we need to be able to have a communication with those who serve us as protectors. You know,
Right.
so that is just a few of my concerns, and a lot of the protests. We want to make sure that they're turned into policies. We protest about so many different things, especially when George Floyd, was killed. It
Hmm.
just, you know, God rest his soul. But that was when I knew, for me, we had to do some changes in our law enforcement and how we view things and the programs that they do have. And that is just one of the main things that really, kind of sparked me again to make sure I run for council, because I want to be that voice for those who are really marching. We want to turn those marches into policies that work.
Exactly. And that is exactly right. It doesn't, I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't do any good just to march, but you've got to follow through
Yes,
and
ma'am.
make sure that they've not only just seen you, but they know you're consistent. They're like, again, I say, where are those phones out?
That's
Okay, where are we with this policy? Is this policy going to be accepted? Is it not? If it's not, why not? What do we need to change? What do we need to do? It's got to be a community effort, and you can't just be a community, a leader, or a in the political system, and not really keep in touch, not really then follow through from that end, because it's on both sides.
yes,
You
ma'am.
have to They have to follow through from that side to say, hey, we tried, it didn't go through this time, but this is where it is on the docket. This is where it is, in the system, something, because that does give people, they get frustrated.
Yes, ma'am. If they don't know what's going on at all. And I've been out here in enough organizations, nonprofit organizations, to really hear the concerns, because we're in these streets daily, making sure that people get resources, they get food, shelter, everything that they desire. We try to put our hands on it. Now, we can't attack the homeless situation to the degree, because we need more resources. We
Right.
have to have more resources in order to do that. But
Right.
if we able to put our hands on it, we're able to give it to them. Food, the amenities that they need while they're out there.
Yeah, and bring the subject to light,
Yes,
to
ma'am.
more people, um, hopefully, like, even here on this platform, you'll be on multiple platforms where you're getting the word out more and more.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
so, but it's so much to be done. And that community and housing, we talked, I think it was last Monday when we were talking about finances and things. I've had people on the show where the parents were working, but they couldn't afford the housing. They couldn't afford to pay rent and the lights and the water
And childcare.
and childcare. So even though they were living in their car, but the parent was working.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times, we have got to take that stigma out and find out what's going on. Why are they living in a car? What situation are they in? Instead of just judging people.
That's right. That is so true. We have to be able to, and I have to express and say the word LOVE not used like it's supposed to be used. We say
Right,
it, but when you are, and love is an action word. It's something
right.
that you have to do. You can't go and walk past or drive past, an issue and not put life to it, right? So if you see someone on the corner and they're asking, well, did you go to them and say, hey, brother, what's wrong? Why are you in this situation?
Mm,
What can we do to help you? And once you hear their story, because a lot of times people just want to be heard. They want to know somebody care about them, you
right.
know. And once you talk to them, just follow through, follow up. Even if they don't want it, they see you again, follow through, follow up. Say, hey,
Yeah.
I've been looking for you. Where you been? I got XYZ for you. People just want to know that they matter, and someone care about
Now you really said a lot right there, and that is the plain truth of the matter. People just want to know that somebody is concerned about them.
That's
that somebody cares about them. Whether you can really help them or not, like I said, just that compliment, just that, encouragement, it's what people need because they get frustrated, because they don't know where to turn. You just telling them, hey, go down, the street. I've already paid for you to get your hair cut, da 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 da. Because a lot of times it's even they don't feel comfortable in how they look and how they feel. So
mhm.
it's those small things. It really is the small things that make a big difference. Oh gosh. Okay. I'm about to tear up. So we're gonna go to a commercial.
All right.
So we're going to, y'all know the event I was talking about happening Saturday in Charlotte. It is the Wayne Smith Wrestling Extravaganza. It is happening this Saturday. The tailgate starts from 12 to 2, and then the kickoff for the wrestling matches start at 2. So we have a little competition going on between Brandon Chuck Brown and Nuff Said. So check out Brandon's video preparing for this weekend.
Scared of me. He's in Buffalo, New York. He's scared of me. I'm not playing anymore. I am going to choke slam him. I am going to DDT him. He is scared of me. He went to Buffalo, New York in order to avoid me because he knew I was going to be here tonight. I am not playing with him. Sports Ultimate, wherever it is, I am not playing with him on 32nd Street. Sunday, March 27th is going down.
It's
Mr. Excitement, honey.
That was hilarious.
Honey, oh my gosh. Their videos are cracking me up. And I think it is on the 20th. I keep saying Saturday,
It's Sunday the 27th.
Sunday.
Yes,
Y'all,
ma'am.
y'all
I
listen to
got
Chuck
you.
and them. So that right there is encouraging me to go. But just wait, we got a video coming up a little bit later for Nuff Said. Here's a little
Oh,
reply.
oh, I can't wait for that one. You
I
done,
know.
you done made his wife bend down and about cry. Oh yeah, I can't wait for that one.
Oh gosh, that is too much. But these are people who are in the community. It's a funny video. Chuck is just playing. We call him Mr. Excitement, but he's another person who's always in the community, always trying to help, always bringing awareness of situations. And
Absolutely.
so I love, I be like, Chuck, y'all do too much. I can't get up there every time. I be wanting to do stuff, and I'm like, Lord. But I love it because it's needed. I'm glad that God has blessed him and blessed you with the heart that you have, the abilities that you have, because everybody plays a part. And that's another thing I want people to hear. Everybody plays a part. Maybe you're not the politician, maybe you're not the voice, but you can be the support behind it.
That's right.
You can share the videos, you can share the events and things coming up. And getting into that, you have an event coming up this weekend as well. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Ah,
tell us about
ah.
that.
Well, again, like I tell you, I am not the biggest event planner, but we are planning I mean, not a hair show, but a fashion show Saturday for the youth because that's where my heart is. I'm the vice president of Safeguard, Atone, Validate, Educate, where we make children job ready instead of jail ready.
Oh,
We give them character and life skills so that they're able to better be prepared for what's going on. You have to start early. And so we're doing a fashion show for the youth and the youth adult. And we might throw sprinkle a few seasoned people in there as well, 'cause like they got it like that. It is March the 26th, and it is from 2 to 4. And it is a fundraiser, and it is for my campaign to elect Charlene Henderson to City Council District 1. And also from 1 to 4, it will be a fish fry on the outside. We will have fish and chicken. And that's another opportunity, whether if you want to either come in and see the fashion show, and donate that way, or you can stay on the outside and get some food and donate that way. And it's going to be a great time. And it is at 1321 Caps Hill Mine Road. That's at New Covenant Bible Way. The church that's right off of Batesford Road. As soon as you turn on Caps Hill Mine Road, it'll be to the right. You'll see balloons and maybe some banners and things out there this week, just to let you know what's getting ready to take place. But I'm excited. My campaign manager, my backbone, Patronza Davis, well, she's my assistant campaign manager, but she's my backbone, and she's working very hard to make sure that I am successful. And I cannot let someone go harder than me. So her and I, we're out here, making it happen the best way that we can. So we have that. Then we have a meet and greet April the 22nd, which will be at Latta Park, which is in Dearworth. I think that's where it's at. But it's Latta Park, and it'll be a meet and greet there as well, to come out and meet me and shake some hands, and let's talk. Let's politic. Let's get to know each other. Let's understand what the issues are in our community. And I'm just here to listen.
I love it. I love it. Okay, okay. So we got a weekend full of events here. I love it. So
Yes.
make sure y'all go support, reach out to her. If you have questions even after the show, something we didn't address, she is accessible. She wants to know what your thoughts are. She wants to know what you need for your family. She is the people's candidate. I've never met her personally, but just to talk about her, just to see the videos, just to hear how what's important is hearing how other people talk about you. And so yes, honey, it's always good. Never anything negative, always uplifting, always positive, always, talking about what you're doing to push the initiative, to push us forward. And, we are celebrating Women's History Month, but I applaud you right now because you're a woman making history.
Well, thank you so much. But we together are strong. And I applaud you for doing what you do, because you don't have to do this, but something in your heart is saying, this is what needs to be done, and I'm going to do it. And you're doing it, and you're making it happen. People follow you. So that means you're doing something right. And I'm glad to be on your platform. Thank you, sister.
Thank you.
We
Thank
are
you.
stronger. We're stronger together. When there's division, there's discord, there are things that, people feel like, oh, they're not going to be worth XYZ. But when we come together and lock horns and have the same initiatives,
Yes,
then
Lord.
they'll see, oh, they have a serious infrastructure right there,
That and we want to build it, and we want to grow it, and we want it to become stronger, and we definitely want to pass it along to the next generation. And so we still got a lot of work to do, and so I'm here and I'm down for it. But I think our next video is going to be you were speaking at a church, and so you were just talking to the members, and telling them a little bit about yourself and your platform. And so we're going to watch that video next, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned with more information from Councilwoman Charlene Henderson. She's running for District 1 Councilwoman in Charlotte, North Carolina. Stay tuned. Right after this video, we'll be right back.
For so long, they've treated us so wrong. And it's time for us to take back, snatch back what the devil has taken from us. Right? So if we come together and we stay focused, we're going to take back what he did, what he took from us. So this is now one of the times when Hidden Valley has been moved out of District 4 and put into District 1. So that means we've done a shift in the atmosphere. So that shift in the atmosphere means there's an opportunity for us to really have a voice now, because, like I said, they've done it so wrong. My name is Charlene Henderson, District 1, and I want to make sure that we're represented correctly, because the devil is busy, and so we have to get busier, right? So when we talk about our economy, we talk about good paying jobs so we can afford the unaffordable housing that they're putting up all around us. Just look and see what's happening so that our eyes can be opened, our ears can be open, and we can do what is right by our communities, by whoever represents us. We need you. Please make sure that you get out, register to vote, and vote for those who want you to be at the top. And that's what it's all about. And I can get into my platform, but like you said, check my website out. Just be a part of the community, be a part of what's happening, and let's be the change that we want to see in our communities, right? So just look at the website, look at who I am. Economy is what I'm working with. Equity, making sure we have equality between all of us. And enforcement, making sure that our communities are, our communities are safe. Okay? I am filled up, and I thank you all so much for allowing me to be here and to worship with you today. I have nothing but good things to say about this church, and I will always come back and worship because I get so filled up that you can't do nothing but just say, thank you, Lord. And I greatly appreciate you, Pastor and Bishop. I appreciate you so much for allowing me to speak in front of you. So check my website out, and please vote for someone who cares for you. I am the community. I'm you. I'm not them. I'm you. And so we need somebody to represent.
Yes, I love it. Several things. You have something you want to say?
No, ma'am.
Oh, I thought you was gonna. So several things. The shift in the atmosphere. The honey. When you said that, I was like, listen. When that shift takes place, it's for a reason, right?
That's right.
It's time for something to change. It's time for something to move.
That's
It's
correct.
time, God is opening up something to release something.
You made chills come over me. Now stop that now.
That shift, and then just that it's time for equality. you know they're building up everything around you. But what I have learned is, a lot of times when things are happening, if there's no pushback, then they think everything's okay. Well, every nobody said anything. You didn't tell me I was parking in your parking space. I didn't know it was your parking space because you didn't tell me that.
that
So
is. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, it's time to speak up. Go ahead.
Now that was, I mean, it's interesting that you do say that because I live in a community where they felt like, well, didn't nobody say nothing but one person, and that one person happened to have been me. Um, and the community is Hidden Valley, and with that being said, the whole entire community was at an opposition of them moving, shifting them out of District 4 into District 1. But no, they never spoke of that. They said that it was a disappointed candidate who was upset because she could not run in 4. But that was untrue. So this is why it's important that you have people to voice for the voiceless. These are, a lot of seniors over here. So they didn't know they don't know what to do in order to push back. So I had to at least help them understand what you were able to do. And so
Exactly.
we brought a lawsuit up against the city of Charlotte. We have no ill will against the city of Charlotte council itself, but it's the practices that were taking place that was not for the people.
Right.
So that put a stumbling block in our voting process. We are moving forward, but we still have some litigation that is still out on the table. So we're waiting for the federal courts to give us, their deliberation.
That's it. I mean, we have a voice, and if you can't, get out in the community, if you're not somebody who's, sometimes people are not even mobile enough to be able to do that. You
Right.
know, and I think unless you really know your community and you know the limitations that are there, then it's never going to be represented properly.
That's absolutely correct.
And so, again, I'm for you. I don't even live in Charlotte, but I'm gonna go vote. No, I'm just playing.
But thank
I
you.
can stand out there and tell people to vote. Though, look,
Yes,
this is what
ma'am.
you need to do. This is what you need to be aware of.
But
And
it's
so,
your platform that you're utilizing to give me the opportunity. So when you can use your platform to share what we're doing, what we're about, then that is the most important thing right there. So I appreciate it. Just keep doing what you're doing and remember the name. Every time you hear something, be like, well, I know a girl that's in Charlotte, North Carolina.
right, right. And you might be in District 2, but this is what's going on. Well, I know somebody in District 1, so I can tell her what's happening. And then
Exactly.
she can still get the word out. See, we
That's
gotta be concerned about the whole community, the
yes, ma'am.
whole person, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Because yeah, okay, and I love people going out to the neighborhoods and feeding and stuff, but then they don't have anywhere to live. You can't give them but one hot meal, but you can't give them a box because they don't have anywhere to keep it.
Right. You're right. You're exactly right. And I do believe that there's opportunities. There are opportunities to get it right.
Hmm.
That's it. And that's what we need people to understand. Without community in the midst of whatever it is you're doing, we're going to always have these issues. We're going to always be where we are. So let's put community at the forefront. Let's put transparency, accountability at the forefront and improve communication.
Yes. And as we're doing all that, we're bringing that equality. We are treating everybody with the same respect.
Yes,
We're
ma'am.
giving everybody, if you are working the same job, I understand that there are different levels, but if you're at the same job, well, it doesn't matter what color you are, you're getting the same pay. You're
Mhm.
getting the same opportunities for promotions and things like that.
That's right. That's absolutely correct. I can't say it better myself.
Girl, we're running together. We're doing this thing together. Oh, well,
Just a
we are.
smarter Charlotte. That's all. I'm just saying we need a smarter Charlotte, and
Yeah.
we just have to give them the opportunity to be smart.
Yeah, because Charlotte has a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of stuff there. There's a lot of, like you said, opportunities, but
Yes,
we
ma'am.
just got to make sure we shift it right.
Yes,
You know,
ma'am.
we got to make sure that it's accessible to everyone. You know, we got to make sure everybody's able to go to college. I mean, it's so much. It's so much.
Mm.
Because there's colleges there. You know, what can the colleges do to reach out to neighborhoods that, people are with less income, to offer them opportunity?
That's
You
right.
know, they're competing with a scholarship, but maybe they can't complete properly because they still didn't have these opportunities. Their foundation is not as strong. So what can we do to make sure that the foundation is strong?
That's correct. You have to make sure that their voices are being heard and that the resources are being allocated to. I mean, it becomes repetitive. But if they don't take heed to what we're saying, it's just that's what it's going to be, just repetitive.
Right.
We
Right.
have to step up and be a bigger voice.
Right. And it's just like somebody was saying one time in church, okay, we know that God can pay a light bill, right? Because he's done that before. But can we allow him to really operate in his fullness? We know he can pay a light bill. Let's let him do something else, right?
Let us get out of his way. So we always we pray, but then as soon as we get up off our knees or however we pray, we're right back in the midst of it. Like, oh, I need to be doing this and I need to do that. Well, God is not going to come in the midst of confusion. He's going to allow you to continue to do what you do until you say, okay, Lord, I give up. I put it completely in your hands. Let me step back.
Hmm.
And you stay back and watch him work. Watch God work. That's all I say. Just watch him work. I've
Sure.
seen.
Charlene stepped back and told God, and now she's running for office.
Yes,
Won't he do? He's amazing.
amazing.
Yes. So before we go, I have got to let this video play of Nuff Said with his challenge and his report back to Mr. Excitement.
Okay.
Again, this event is happening on Sunday. I keep saying Saturday, but it's happening on Sunday. The tailgate is from 12 to 2, and then the matches kick off at 2. And it's not just Mr. Excitement and Nuff Said. There are other wrestlers there, actually, wrestling. It's going to be several matches, but these are two of our community leaders going against one another. So let's see what Nuff Said had to say back to Chuck.
What I was saying, Chuck, March 27th, worldwide, 1 year's worldwide wrestling experience. I came out here in the country, it's a lot of malarkey out here. Wait a minute, hold on, excuse me. Now, it's on and popping. I'm gonna throw your tail from one side of the ring to the other. I swear to God I am. I came down here to let you know it too, Chuck. It's on and popping. Kick Chuck butt. That's what everybody's saying on the farm. The ducks are saying it. The chickens are saying it. The jackass are saying it. The roosters saying it. The swan. Everybody's saying kick Chuck butt. So March 27th, it's going down like a disco clown. Your butt belong to me in that ring. You understand me? You better not have no excuses either. Like you got an ingrown toenail. Or like you got asthma attacks. I don't want to hear none of that. You understand? And you better not say nothing about, oh, I got COVID. No, sir. I'm going to come kick your pandemic butt. I promise with a mask on. Huh? Even if I got to wear a hazmat suit. You going down for the 3 count. It is 3, right? In wrestling, it's 3. It's not 10. It's 3. You going down for the 3 count. Kick Chuck butt. Hey, what's the motto around the world? Kick Chuck butt. Ain't that right? Kick Chuck butt. You got to tell you. Kick Chuck. Kick Chuck butt. Kick Chuck butt.
Listen, if y'all
be there.
if y'all don't have nothing to do on Sunday, y'all better be at. Let me tell y'all where to go. It's the Ultimate Sports and Wellness Complex in Charlotte on West 32nd Street. Again, the tailgate starts from 12 to 2, and then the matches start at 2. I don't know when Chuck and Nuff said gonna be going at it, but I suggest you be there at 2 so you don't miss nothing, right? Oh gosh. And so, Charlene, before we go, this hour just goes by so fast some days. I'm like, what? I want you to remind everybody about your event again this weekend, this Saturday.
So yes, get excited with me. It's all about our youth empowerment. It's about making sure our kids know that they have things to do. And this is a fundraiser, and our event will be Saturday, March the 26th, which is this Saturday from 2 to 4, 1321 Caps Hill Mine Road. That's at New Covenant Bible Way Church, the Way of Love. And I am excited to make sure that the kids come out. If you want to participate, we're having a hair show after, well, a later date, but we're having a hair show as well. And I want people to get involved because we're going to consecutively get the youth back out, because that's the future. If we don't pour back into the future and show them that they can do and be anything that they want to in this life, the streets are going to always raise them. So for us as mentors, we're looking to make sure they have things to do. So this Saturday, we're having a fashion show as well as a fish fry. So if you want something to eat and you want to donate that way, they'll both be going on simultaneously. That's at 2 to 4 or 1 to 5, whichever one you want to pick. It'll be fun. It's entertaining. We're going to have some great hosts, some great guests. We're going to have some great fashion designers there. So I'm excited. And please, please, please come on out and meet me.
Yes.
Woman.
I love it. I think that sounds amazing. And I'm just excited about everything that's happening. And so even like when I heard you talking about, getting the youth back active, reminding them who they are, reminding them that they still have a voice, that, they have a future. Is that like one of the ways you're using to, raise awareness and make sure that there are other minority leadership, that's coming behind you?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. One thing that I need young people to see and recognize, that I was them at one time, regardless of whether we snuck out the house or, was doing things that we should not have been doing. To a degree, I was in your shoes at one time. And if I can stand here and say that I want to represent this city, or even go statewide, I can go all the way up to Washington, D.C. I can be the president if I really, truly put my mind to it, right? So putting my mind to it means I had to start somewhere. Somewhere means getting with mentors, someone who can pour back into you, who can build your self-esteem up to the degree that make you feel as though you can go to the next level. That's important. That's important to these children. They need to see representation out here and look up to modern day heroes, regular old people in our community that's doing great things.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. I'm just so excited about everything that's going on. Everything's happening this weekend. I mean, we have the fashion show, we have the fundraiser, then we have the fun matches going on Sunday. So there's, if you've been stuck in the house and you haven't felt like getting out, do something different this weekend. Put some clothes on, go out and just, don't even worry about, put your hair in a ponytail or put a cap on. Don't be so concerned about how you look. Just get out in the neighborhood, get out into that atmosphere that's shifting, get out into that place where you have an opportunity to meet somebody else who might be going through the same thing that you're going through.
Absolutely.
I always say this platform is about encouraging somebody. You might not want to go into politics, but hopefully we've encouraged you to whatever your dream is, whatever your vision is, that, hey, you see an opportunity to make it happen. You
Don't
know,
quit. Do not quit. Make it unstoppable. Unstoppable. It is in time. It's time out. It's time for us to soar. It's time to be empowered, to grow, and to see yourself doing these things. So yeah, just get out and start meeting, networking, and be safe. Though we are coming through this pandemic.
right,
We have
right.
to be safe. Let's practice some of the protocols that are still in place, but
Absolutely.
don't let that hinder you. Remember, you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. So if you got the strength, please have the faith of a mustard seed and watch that thing grow when you water it. Put it in some
Mhm.
fertilizer, but you have to water it. And your watering means getting out, connecting with your community.
Exactly. Exactly. I love it. And that mustard seed is so small.
Yeah,
That's all the faith you have to have. Just
yeah,
believe and keep moving and keep learning and keep reaching out. Keep watching these types of videos. Go to YouTube, learn something. I mean, the opportunities these days are endless. You can connect with somebody in, like she said, in DC, in New York, across the waters, you know, get what you need these days. So we're here for you. We're encouraging you. If you need to reach out to us, we'll pray for you, whatever it is. But, I definitely want you, I think we have some banners with your email address. So tell them about your email address, your website, and things like that.
yes, ma'am. So with anything, if you see my name, it's everything Charlene Henderson. CharleneHenderson.com. Charlene Henderson CLT at gmail.com. Info at CharleneHenderson.com. And all of the social media platforms, just put in Charlene Henderson. I have about five pages. So you're bound to get me one way or the other. Just Google my name regardless, and you'll find me. My phone number is accessible. So if you have questions or concerns, I am here to listen to the people. Your voice needs to be heard. I want to represent the community because I am the community's candidate.
That's it. That's it. She is it. I love it. I have been so excited, and I am, thankful for you spending time with us today to share with our family and our community, what your platform is. And, there might be somebody who's in the city I'm in who's been thinking about running and they don't really know what to do or how to do. So they can, reach out. You still comparing notes and still talking about what the people need and how do you got it done here? How can I get it done over there? So I appreciate everything you're doing. Again, a woman making history.
Yes.
And so thank you, family, for joining us. As always, again, we are here every Saturday at 12 noon and every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If there's a topic we haven't discussed in a while and you want us to discuss it, just reach out to me. Let me know. You can go to our Facebook page, Making Connections with Aly. You can reach out through phone and text. 980-389-6826. You can email me at info@aliciajohnson.com. That's info at ALYSSIA Johnson.com. So we're here for you. So we definitely want to bring the resources that you need. And so we appreciate you. Thank you again, Miss Charlene. God bless you. And until next time, family, as always, we're leaving you with love, positivity, and good vibes. Have a great day. Bye. Talk to you soon.